What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So my ADD is running rampant today. I just can't figure out what I want to do. I don't have the router bits. The oil, walrus oil, came in. I want to finish these, but I want to router in the juice channels around the edges, put some feet on, you know, throw them on the old Etsy store. But I'm still waiting for stuff for that. Got out of work early. New tongs came today. Not these ones. I think we should melt some metal. I think we should. This is Stady sitting right across the street right now, so if the neighbors call, it's going to be a quick ride for him. Oh well. Check out these new ones. So these are the 18-inch crucible tongs from Amazon. I had to go to eBay. Look at the size of those. Oh yeah. That's more like it. You can grab the crucible from a mile away. And the graphite, 850 degrees constant, whatever. It should help copper come out of the molds. And I gotta burn all the wood chips out of there first. But I'm gonna go grab some copper and fire it up. Should be fun.
Ways to go.
Yeah. quenching for the day. I really do not want the police called on me. It's not so bad once you get it heated up, though. Just, it's loud to get it heated up, and then after that you can dial it back. Quenchy time. Let's bring the camera in close for this. This is good. Quench. So I'd like to melt some more, especially now that it's hot. I don't have to have it super loud. I can just keep feeding it. But it looks like we got some rain clouds that might roll through. I definitely don't want this outside, and this takes like, it's probably gonna take several hours to cool down. So it's probably not a good idea. Probably just call it a wrap. I just wanted to test it out. Oh God, did I call that or what? Just freaking downpoured out of nowhere. Luckily, we have this little overhang. And this area, you see this just stays a little bit dry. A bunch of water goes in there and everything in there explodes, man. Like, all the cement will blow up. Crucible will blow up, I would think. But anyways, that's gonna take several hours to cool down. I didn't even melt that much. I wanted to keep going, but I'm not gonna chance it here. Went through oh no, there's still plenty of gas. Might as well go see what our haul is. I knew if I held on to this polisher for long enough, I'd find another use for it. So I think I fed my ADD for the day. I feel much better now. Glad you asked. Took the old ADD, fed it, tucked it in, and put it to bed. Good night, sir. But anyways, as you can see, the startup process with this forge is, it got some people's attention. Utility workers came over. They thought there was a gas main leak. And I was like, no. I'm just melting stuff. It's like my ADD is running rampant today, and leprechauns were telling me to burn things. So I did. They're like, oh, that's cool. What is that? It's a forge. What are you making? It's like copper bars. They were like, for what? I was like, to save. To stack them. Save them. Like a retirement type plan. Not my only, but just something for the future. This is currency. All precious metals are like currency, except over the long term, these will continue to go up in value. paper money has a tendency to go down in value. So you save this long term. You don't have as much as you thought when you retire. But this will continue to grow in value. They're like, oh, cool. Maybe they went over to the cop across the street at the stadium and were like, ah, he's good. Don't worry about it. He's alright. But they were fascinated. One guy was taking a picture of it. Like, I think I got a few people hooked. I mean, what dude does not like molten metal? Who doesn't like bars of shiny metal? I mean, is there anyone? There might even be a few chicks out there that dig the metal, but I don't know. They're not around here. They're not in my neighborhood anyway. But I wanted to do a test run. I wanted to see how this would go. And honestly, if you have a Devil Forge and you haven't used it yet, or you plan on getting one, this is one little piece of information that I have not found on YouTube, and I think this needs to be said. So I understand that when you get the forge, you have to fire it, cool it, fire it, cool it, fire it, cool it, till you get all the moisture out. Then you have to get a crucible, and you have to fire that, get it up to temperature, let it completely cool off. So you're already into it for some gas, just getting it prepped and ready to use. And every crucible after that needs to, same process. But the noisiest part, the one that got everyone's attention to come to my backyard, and the biggest expense on gas is getting that crucible up to temperature and getting a small pool started at the bottom of the crucible of molten metal. Once you get that pool started, just get it started and that crucible's hot, you can crank that gas back down to like 1. Well, let's say there's like 0.1, 0.2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6 if you go to the max, right? I went to 4, and that got everyone's attention. I was afraid to go to 5 or 6, because I thought the thing would take off like a rocket. That's what it sounds like. So I went to 4, and it got the pool started for me of the copper. And then once you get to that point, you can just dial it back down to 1. Just maintain. You got the crucible hot, you got the pool started, and you can just keep feeding it, man. Just feed it like a hungry beast. And you can just keep doing it. And do not go more than half of a crucible full. I didn't even go to half. And I was shocked. Because I felt what I could feel the weight of the copper when I brought it outside and slapped it on the ground. I felt what it felt like. You know what I mean? It felt like it grew in weight. It felt like it was heavier when it came out. I don't know, maybe it's an illusion, but this feels like more weight than I brought outside when I brought it back in. But you're definitely going to want the correct tongs for lifting and pouring. So, the 36-inch ones that I found on eBay, those are nice. It gets you far enough away where you can grab it comfortably and not have to worry about anything too close to you. Those 18-inch ones that I found on Amazon, I mean, those are pee-pee tongs for grabbing your unit while you go to the bathroom, so you don't have to wash your hands after. You know what I mean? That's all they're good for. But you're gonna want, and I don't even know that the 36-inch ones that I have, like, what if there's a crack in the crucible and I'm grabbing it by the rim like that, and then you have that leverage point and you're trying to twist this crucible. If that snaps, it's gonna be a bad day. Especially when it just pulls out onto the tar driveway and just sends smoke everywhere or whatever. So I definitely think that you need to have everything ready to go. You need to have a pot, you need to have a bucket of water, you need to have some sort of spoon to scrape off the slag, you need borax. You definitely need those big tongs, and you should also get some sort of vertical lift for going into the forge and picking it up straight up but cradled by the bottom. I think would be a safer bet than grabbing it by the rim, but I don't know. I mean, grabbing it by the rim worked, just it felt wrong, felt scary. I don't know. Just make sure you have everything you need, and just, you know, grab some buddies. And once you have that Crucible hot, man, take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. I would not stop until you run out of copper or run out of gas. Because the biggest waste is getting Crucible hot. Once it's hot, just go for it, man. Just get after it. But anyways, enough about that. Let's look at the bars. So we'll start in order. This was my very first, right here. This is the first pour ever. I'm not gonna lie. This is not last place on YouTube. I've seen some pretty horrendous first pours. This isn't the best. I'm not trying to take first. I just don't want last. That's all. Not bad. Not bad at all. So after I poured that, this is the other thing. This stuff cools down quick. It starts to solidify fast. So you need to be Johnny on the spot with getting it poured fast. This was bar number 2, right? And it started just to solidify, and then the liquid came out the bottom, and this is what I got. A little uneven, a little flat, but, you know, I don't care. It's melted, it's compact. It's going in the pile. But after I poured this and nothing came out that was left liquid, there was still enough in the crucible to pour these 2 bars. I just had to stick it back in the oven, the easy bake oven, and just let it cook a little longer. And then these 2 guys came out. I poured this one. This would be number 3. And then this was number 4. This is a cool little McNugget here. I think it's definitely worth having different size molds. It's just kind of cool, different shapes, you know? But here's the one question that I have for anyone else out there that knows this stuff better than me. I'm not an expert in this. This is my first time, so please spare me. But so I see a lot of people, they go out and spend all this time, and I had to just polish the first couple. You know what I mean? Just for shits. But I don't know that I would go and do that for all of them. Like I don't see, like, the gas is the issue here, right? So if you go and you spend the money to melt it down, make it into a bar, and then you want to make it absolutely perfect, and you grind off a bunch of it into dust that you have to sweep up and melt again. Maybe it's negligible. I don't know. Maybe it's not enough that it matters. And I noticed this one has it the worst. You see that? It's like some slag or impurities that I don't know. This one, none. Not a drop of it. This one, just a tiny bit right there on the side. The big one, same thing. Just a tiny bit right there. But this one got the worst. So do I want to, like, this is my question to you guys, do I want to go in there and get that off for reselling purposes later? Like, do I need it to be absolutely pure? Like with that, like, this is obviously, this one is spotless. There's no slag. This is pure copper right here. This would be, I would assume, number 1, right? And then this, would this be number 2 because it has a little bit of poopy there? Should I grind that off? Or should I just leave it? Is it like, I don't know. Let me know if any of you guys know what I should do or what you do. Because I haven't tried to resell any of this, and I don't plan on selling this anytime soon, but I do want to get the most out of it when I do, so I want to make sure I'm doing it correctly. And I will eventually, once I start getting this going, I will probably give a few of these away to some of my subscribers, just for, you know, just for a thank you. Who doesn't want a block of melted copper? Even just as a novelty item, paperweight on your desk or whatever. I think it's kind of cool. So I think over the long term, if you have a steady flow of copper and brass or whatever because of your job or just who you are or whatever, I think it might be worth it in the long term to get a Devil Forge or just a forge and melt down and make these bars. Because like I say, it's like currency, but you're way less likely to go out and try to spend this than you are with cash in your wallet. Because there's no way this is going in your wallet and you're going to carry this around. I mean, you would have to, like, it's a process. Go sell it, get the right price for it, blah, blah, blah. Then go buy whatever you were going to buy. And this will continue to grow in value as paper money decreases in value. So, yeah, it's a bit of a, you know, it's a chunk of change up front to buy the Devil Forge and all the little, you know, accessories needed, apparatuses. But I think over the long term it will pay off, hopefully. And we're going to find out. We're going to see. I want to see, first off, what is this worth? And we're going to melt some more soon. We're going to melt a lot more. And like I say, I might give a few of these away to you guys. Just, who wouldn't want one? It's cool, right? Yeah, it is. I don't care what you say. That's cool. Yeah. But anyways, guys, that's it for this one. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Get a dirty t-shirt and get after it. See you in the next one.